So I'm watching Sarah Palin's speech about how she's supporting Donald J. Trump for president. I thought I would just do a video diary of this wretched event.
I just want to now say just a couple of words about a very special person.
She's special.
This is a person who I've known for a long time, who I've respected for so long, an incredible husband, an incredible family, and somebody that when I heard that she was going to endorse me, I was so honored. You have no idea how honored. And I would like to bring up, if I might,
very honored.
Governor Sarah Palin. Special, special person. Thank you.
So now Sarah Palin's walking up to the podium. She seems to have some kind of Quacker Barrel meets chainmail armor.
A couple of our friends here from Alaska.
Attire on.
Lending our support for the next president of our great United States of America, Donald J. Trump. Mr. Trump, you're right. Look back there in the press box. Heads are spinning. Media heads are spinning. This is going to be so much fun. Are you ready to make America great again? We all have a part in this. We all have a responsibility.
Going to Canada.
Looking around at all of you, you hard-working Iowa families, you farm families, and teachers,
farm families,
and
subsidized by the federal government.
You rock and rollers and
with
holy
blue state
rollers.
money. Holy rollers.
All of you who work so hard, you full-time moms.
Rolling over the gays.
You with the hands that rock the cradle. You all make the world go round, and now our cause is one. When asked why I would jump into a primary, we kind of stirring it up a little bit maybe, and choose one over some friends who are running, and I've endorsed a couple others in their races before they decided to run for president. I was told, warned left and right, you are going to get so clobbered in the press, you are just going to get beat up and chewed up and spit out, and, I'm thinking, and, yeah? You guys haven't tried to do that every day since that night in 2008 when I was on stage nominated for VP, and I got to say, yeah, I'll go, send me, you betcha, I'll serve.
You betcha. That's her catchphrase.
Like you all, I'm still standing.
She's some kind of intellectually challenged Simpsons character.
As Mr. Trump has, makes me respect you even more. That you're here and you're putting your efforts and you're putting reputations, you're putting relationships on the line to do the right thing for this country.
All bearing their crosses for Sarah Palin and Donald Trump.
Well, I am here because, like you, I know that it is now or never. I'm in it to win it because we believe in America and we love our freedom. And if you love your freedom, think of that. Think of that and know that the United States military deserves a commander-in-chief who loves our country passionately and will never apologize for this country. A new commander-in-chief who will never leave our men behind. A new commander-in-chief, one who will never lie to the families of the fallen.
He won't lie because he'll never admit that he has ever lied. There'll be just some kind of Donald Trump variety of truth.
Suffer and be humiliated on a world stage at the hands of Iranian captors in violation of international law.
Very quickly.
A weak-kneed capitulator-in-chief.
Capitulator-in-chief. That's inspired.
From behind. And he who would negotiate deals.
Negotiating. That's a dirty word.
Of a community organizer, maybe organizing a neighborhood tea. Yeah, well, he deciding that no, America would apologize, and as part of the deal, as the enemy sends a message to the rest of the world that they capture and we kowtow and we apologize and then we bend over and say thank you, enemy. We are ready for a change. We are ready, and our troops deserve the best.
The right really does like to talk about bending over a lot.
Whose track record of success has proven he is the master at the art of the deal. He is one who would know to negotiate. Only one candidate's record of success proves he is the master of the art of the deal. He is beholden to no one but we, the people. How refreshing. He is perfectly positioned to let you make America great again.
He's positioning you to make you great.
No more pussyfooting around. Our troops deserve
Pussyfooting.
the best. You deserve the best.
Shit gets real. No more pussyfooting around.
He is from the private sector, not a politician. Can I get a hallelujah? Where in the private sector you actually have to balance budgets in order to prioritize to keep.
Well, you declare bankruptcy. You can declare bankruptcy.
And he knows the main thing. A president is to keep us safe economically and militarily. He knows the main thing, and he knows how to lead the charge. So troops, hang in there because help's on the way. Because he, better than anyone, isn't he known for being able to command fire? Are you ready for a commander-in-chief?
It's like firing someone on a reality show is the same as leading men in battle and women in battle.
Ready for someone who will secure our borders, to secure our jobs, and to secure our homes. Ready to make America great again. Are you ready to stump for Trump? I'm here to
Stump for
support
Trump.
ex-president of the United States, Donald Trump. Now, 8 years ago, I warned that Obama's promised fundamental transformation of America, that it was going to take more from you and leave America weaker on the world stage, and that we would soon be unrecognizable. Well, it's the one promise that Obama kept. But he didn't do it alone. And this is important to remember, especially those of you like
This must be the part where the Republicans eat their
This is what we have to remember in this very contested, competitive, great primary race. Trump's candidacy, it has exposed not just that tragic, the ramifications of that betrayal of a transformation of our country, but two, he has exposed the complicity on both sides of the aisle that has enabled it. Okay? Well, Trump, what he's been
This
able
is
to
what the
do,
Republicans eat
which is
their
really ticking people off, which I'm glad about. He's going rogue left and right, man. That's why he's doing so well. He's been able to tear the veil off this idea of the system, the way that the system really works. And please hear me on this. I want you guys to understand more and more how the system, the establishment, works, and has gotten us into the troubles that we are in America. The permanent political class has been doing the bidding of their campaign donor class. And that's why you see that the borders are kept open for them. For their
Republicans are
cheap labor
complaining
that they want to come in.
the
That's
lobbyists
why they've been bloating budgets. It's for
have too much money in government.
to be able to suck off of them. It's why we see these lousy trade deals that gut our
I don't want to say
industry.
all Republicans. I don't want to. I'm going with Sarah
We
Palin
need
with this
someone
one.
new who has the power and is in the position to bust up that establishment to make things great again. It's part of the problem. His candidacy, which is a movement, it's a force,
Well, it's a movement.
it's a strategy. It proves
I had a movement earlier today.
as the politicos, they get to keep their titles and their perks and their media ratings. They don't really care who wins elections. Believe me on this. And the proof of this, look what's happening today. Our own GOP machine, the establishment, they who would assemble the political landscape, they're attacking their own front runner. Now, would the left ever, would the DNC ever come after their front runner and her supporters? No, because they don't eat their own. They don't self-destruct. But for the GOP establishment,
Thank you, Sarah Palin,
coming
making my point.
after Donald Trump's supporters, even with accusations that are so false, they are so busted the way that this thing works. We, you, a diverse, dynamic, needed support base that they would attack. And now, some of them even whispering they're ready to throw in for Hillary over Trump because they can't afford to see the status quo go. Otherwise, they won't be able to be slurping off the gravy train that's been feeding them all these years. They didn't want that to end. Well, and then funny, not funny, but now what they're doing is wailing, well, Trump and his trumpeters, well, they're not conservative enough. Oh my goodness gracious, what the heck would the establishment know about conservatism? Tell me, is this conservative? GOP majorities handing Obama a blank check to fund Obamacare and Planned Parenthood and illegal immigration that competes for your jobs and turning safety nets into hammocks and all these new Democrat voters that are going to be coming on over the border as we keep the borders open and bequeathing our children millions in new debt and refusing to fight back for our solvency and our sovereignty, even though that's why we elected them and sent them as a majority
and sovereignty.
DC.
Nothing to do with sanity.
If they're not willing to do that, then how are they to tell us that we're not conservative enough in order to be able to make these changes in America that we know need to be made? Now they're concerned about this ideological purity? Give me a break. Who are they to say that? Oh, and tell somebody like Phyllis Schlafly. She is the Republican conservative movement icon and hero and a Trump supporter. Tell her she's not conservative. How about the rest of us? Right-wing, bitter, clinging, proud clingers of our guns, our God, and our religions and our Constitution. Tell us that we're not winning enough? Yeah, coming from the establishment. Right. Well, he being the only one who's been willing, he's got the guts to wear the issues that need to be spoken about and debated on his sleeve, where the rest of some of these establishment candidates, they just wanted to duck and hide. They didn't want to talk about these issues till he brought them up. In fact, they've been wearing this political correctness kind of like a suicide vest. And enough is enough. These issues that Donald Trump talks about had to be debated. And he brought them to the forefront.
Sarah Palin.
That's why we are where we are today.
Rationality is a suicide vest.
A good, heated,
you heard it
very
here.
competitive primaries where we are. And now, though, to be lectured that, well, you guys are all sounding kind of angry, is what we're hearing from the establishment. Doggone right we're angry, justifiably so. Yes. You know, they stomp on our neck and then they tell us, just chill. Okay, just relax. Well,
stomp
look,
on our neck.
We are mad and we've been had. They need to get used to it. This election is more than just your basic ABCs. Anybody but Clinton. It's more than that this go around. When we're talking about a nation without borders, when we're talking about bankruptcies of federal government, debt that our children and our grandchildren, they'll never be able to pay off.
That sounds like
when we're talking about no more
George W. Bush's presidency.
That comes from strength, power through strength. Well, then
and the
we're
lower
talking about
brainstem.
our very existence. So no, we're not going to chill. In fact, it's time to drill, baby, drill down and hold these folks accountable. And we need to stop the self-sabotage and elect new and independent, a candidate who represents that and represents America first. And finally, pro-Constitution, common sense solutions that he brings to the table. Yes, the status quo has got to go. Otherwise, we're just going to get more of the same. And with their failed agenda, it can't be salvaged. It must be savaged. And Donald Trump is the right one to do that. Are you ready for new? And are you ready for the leader who will let you make America great again? It's going to take a whole team. It's going to take a whole team. Fighters, all of us in the private sector, fighters in the House and the Senate.
Mavericks.
So our friends who are fighters in the House and the Senate today, they need to stay there and help out. they can help our new leader in the positions that they are in.
Leader.
Let me say something really positive about one of those individuals, Rand Paul. I'm going to tell you about that libertarian streak in him that is healthy, because he knows you only go to war if you're determined to win the war.
Rand Paul is doing so
And
poorly.
you quit putting the bill for these
That's Sarah Palin.
nations who are oil rich. We're paying
Just chatting about
some
better
of
Trump
their skirmishes
rally.
that have been going on for centuries, where they're fighting each other and yelling Allah Akbar, calling jihad on each other's heads forever and ever. Like I've said before, let them duke it out and let Allah sort it out. We'll fight for American interests, and as Donald Trump has said, other nations where we have been footing the bill, but we haven't prioritized our own domestic budgets well enough to be able to afford what we're doing overseas. Things are going to change under President Trump. So it can be an unbeatable team with fighters there in the House and the Senate. Yeah, our leader, a little bit different. He's a multi-billionaire. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
He's a rich white guy. Very different.
But it's amazing. He is not
from most of the other presidents
at all. I just hope you all get to know him more and more as a person and a family man. What he's been able to accomplish, and with his it's kind of this quiet generosity. Yeah, maybe his largesse kind of, I don't know, some would say gets in the way of that quiet generosity and his compassion. But if you know him as a person, and you'll get to know him more and more, you'll have even more respect, not just for his record of success and the good intentions for America, but who he is as a person. He's not an elitist. And yes,
he's not black.
We still root him on because he roots us on. And he spent his life with the working man, and he tells us, Joe Sixpacks, he said, you know, I've worked very, very hard, and I've succeeded. Hugely, I've succeeded, he says.
From my father's money.
And he says, and I want you to succeed too. And that is refreshing, because as he builds things, he builds big things, things that touch the sky, big infrastructure that puts other people to work. He has spent his life looking up and respecting the hard hats and the steel-toed boots and the work ethic that you all have within you. He, being an optimist,
and those boots made in China,
about equal opportunity to work. The self-made success of his, you know that he doesn't get his power.
It looks like Donald Trump is getting a colonic right now. He's got the
other people's money.
The grin and bear it.
Dopes in Washington do. They're addicted to
sometimes he smiles like maybe he likes it, but he can't be playing it too much like he likes it.
And then they get to be really popular people when they get to give out your hard money. Well, he doesn't do that. His power, his passion, is the fabric of America.
I think Sarah Palin's a colonic here.
It's woven by work ethic and dreams and drive and faith in the Almighty. What a combination. Are you ready to share in that again, Iowa? Because that's what's going to let you make America great again. He's going to be able to empower you to look out for one another.
There's a lot of people with third-grade educations
a bankrupt
in that room right now.
To supposedly be looking out for you? No, and I think you're ready for that. And Iowa, I believe, too, that you're ready to see that our vets are treated better than illegal immigrants are treated in this country.
There's a lot of unfounded assertions there, my friends.
And you're ready for the tax reform he talks about to open up Main Street again. And you're ready to stop the race baiting and the division based on color and zip code, to unify around the right issues, the issues important to me, or I wouldn't be endorsing them. Pro-life, pro-Second Amendment, strict constitutionality, those things that are unifying values, and there are time-tested truths involved. These are unifying values from big cities and tiny towns, from big mountain states and the Big Apple.
From tiny mines to teeny tiny mines.
Now, finally, friends, I want you to try to picture this. It's a nice thing to picture. Exactly
She's looking
1
off
year
into the distance.
from tomorrow, former President Barack Obama, he packs up the teleprompters and the sticks and the Greek columns and all that hopey-changey stuff, then he heads on back to
The Greek
Chicago.
columns.
Where I'm sure you can find some community there to organize again. There, he can finally look up. President Obama will be able to look up. And there, over his head, he'll be able to see that shining, towering Trump Tower. Yes, Barack, he built that, and that says a lot. And when you say a lot, being here tonight, supporting the right man who will allow you to make America great again. God bless you. God bless the United States of America and our next president of the United States, Donald J. Trump.
Well, that was an assault. That was an assault. The prefrontal cortex there.
I just want to thank Sarah and Todd. Just really amazing people. This is a woman that from day one I said, if I ever do this, I have to get her support. She feels it. She understands it better than anybody. And Sarah, on behalf of myself, my family, and the country, I want to thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you.